Good morning. So my goal for this morning is to inspire you to look at your business with perhaps a slightly different perspective and explore the possibility that there may possibly be hidden value in your business. Now I'm going to focus mainly on businesses that sell services. So could I see how many of you sell services? Okay, good. I'm in the right room at the right place. So over the years, I've worked with a lot of companies, dozens of small business owners, and what I have found consistently is when I'm helping them with their brand strategy, looking at their competitive advantage, their value proposition, is that so often I am seeing more value in their business than they're seeing for themselves. So what I've done is I've created some exercises that I'm going to share with you today that hopefully will help you to do the same with your business. Even if you've already done some brand strategy, this may help you in some other ways. So first of all, what's the definition that I'm using of value? Well, to me, value is your unique selling proposition. It's your competitive advantage, right? Because if we know what our competitive advantage is, isn't selling a lot easier, right?
Yes.
So speaking of sales and selling, there was a survey done this year, and they asked, what is your biggest sales challenge? So you might be thinking, oh, I know what that is. Well, the answer in this survey was articulating value. So why do we care about articulating value? Why is that important? Well, let's look at it the other way around. If we're not articulating our value, what happens? The buyer is either going to say no or they're going to focus on price. And doesn't it always happen to us the other way around? We're talking with prospects, buyers, and they're focused on price. And the reason is because we're not articulating our value, right? And so what I'd like to do today is help you not only see some of that hidden value, but once you see it, the next step is being able to articulate it, right? But first we have to be able to see it. So why is that so challenging to be able to see our value? It should be easy, right? Well, sometimes it's because we're too close to what we're doing, right? And we don't always see it. Sometimes we have expertise that we take for granted. We think everyone can do what we can do so well. So what I'm going to do today is take you through these three exercises, the three keys to unlock your hidden value. The first one, we're going to look at analysis. This is going to be the longest exercise. It's going to be a little intense, so bear with me. And that's the first sheet on your, it's this sheet, if you want to get this out. There are two sheets there, one with boxes and one with circles. So what I'm going to do is take you through the three exercises. That first one is the analysis. The second one is going to help you with perspective. The third one is going to be all about integration. And the second two are going to be very quick. Now, as we go through these, you may want to have more time, so those of you who are subscribers and partners, you can go back and look at the video, right? But if anyone after this would like any help, I'm available to help, so no worries. And everyone has a pen. There are plenty of pens on the table too. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the dotted box. So I'm calling this the paid client session. And those of you who sell services, many of us as coaches, consultants have a paid client session, but you might have another type of service business. If you're a chiropractor, maybe it's a treatment. Maybe you're giving a training, a workshop, if you're in training. Hi, Dan. So what I'd like you to do for the next few minutes is just jot down in that box words or phrases that describe the activities that you do during that paid session. And even if you just write down 2 or 3 words, that's all you need. So here's some thought starters, and I'm going to give you thought starters for each one of these. So you're facilitating, right? You're listening. You're asking good questions. You're problem solving. You're pacing the time. You're recording. You're guiding. There's a lot of strategizing that takes place, and you're making key strategic recommendations. Okay, now we're going to move to the blue box. And what I'd like you to do is the title of that blue box is before. So now we're going to do the same thing. Write down your activities. What are you doing before that paid session? What are some of the activities that you are doing? So in that section you might have words like prepare, right? Don't we all spend time preparing? You may have had an assessment process that you're working with your client. You're developing systems, doing some research, you're customizing, anticipating, scheduling, setting goals, creating tools. A lot of us create tools. And you'll notice that some of these words might overlap with the paid session. So even during the paid session, you might be doing things like anticipating on both occasions. Okay, so let's move to the orange box, and let's label that, what do you think? After, right? Okay, so quickly jot down some things that you do after your paid session. Okay, and here's some more thought starters for you. You're going to process all the information from the paid session. You're doing a lot of follow-up, accountability, monitoring the results, developing action steps. You may be creating some deliverables for the next meeting, documenting, tracking progress, right? Administrating. Okay, so now we're going to step back and take a look at what these 2 big boxes are. And you'll notice I've put labels at the top here, and you can fill these out. In the yellow box, what we have done so far is all about your process and features. And what I have found with my clients is so often a lot of us think that these are benefits, and they are not. These are your process and features. So now we're going to take a look at the green box, which you can label benefits. And now we're going to work on that. And the next header there that says C and W is clients WIFM. Does anyone know what WIFM stands for? What's in it for me? That's right. So now you can take a look at all the activities that you've already written down and think about how does that translate to client benefits. Why does your client care about any of those features and process? So see if you can come up with a couple of ideas and jot those in the green box. Okay, here are some thought starters for you. What about clarity? Maybe you've come up with a solution for them. Perhaps they have more confidence now after the work that you've done with them. They're more aware. There's time saving involved, innovation, action, peace of mind, results. So now that you have that, notice there are 2 boxes that have the dollar amounts. Okay, what I want you to do here is at the bottom of the first box, in the first box on the left, write down your hourly rate. Let's say your hourly rate is $100 an hour. But really what your clients are paying you for is all of this and most likely the benefits. So what you want to do is multiply that hourly rate by some factor. Maybe it's 2 or 3 or more, and then you come up with your new hourly rate. But what this really does for you is this helps you to start thinking about developing packages, because your value is not your time. Your value is all of your expertise, all of this that we've talked about just now, and that really translates more into a package pricing and not an hourly rate. So I'm going to run out of time if I don't move forward. And so the next exercise is all about helping you gain a better perspective. There's no worksheet for this one. So how many collect testimonials from your clients? Okay, good. This is one of the most important things you can do to understand the value of your business. So when I work with my clients, I scrutinize their testimonials and I pull out key phrases and key words, key descriptors, which are your differentiators. And so for instance, here's a list of keywords I put together for a client. You know, fun, easy, efficient, creative ideas, exceed expectations, consistently outstanding, really caring, perfectly tailored, etc. And these were key words from their testimonials. Can you guess what type of company it is? Well, actually, it's a catering company. So notice there wasn't one word about food or catering. It was all about the experience, right? So you can really learn a lot from looking at the testimonials. So we did perception or perspective. Now I want to take you through that second worksheet, and this will go quickly. It's all about value integration. So what I find is so many of us, we look at our businesses with some blinders on, because again, we're so close to it. What I'm hoping this will help you do with this integration process is to take more of an overview of your business. So if you will put in that white circle either the name of your business or the name of your service. And what you'll find is that most of us focus on track record, results, and expertise, those first two circles at the top. That's what our LinkedIn page is all about, right? Our track record and our expertise. But there's so much more to our businesses, to who we are, to our service, and that's why we have all of these other bubbles, and these are really just thought starters. Your bubbles might look different. You might have more, you might have fewer. But I'd like you to start thinking about your business in terms of what is your approach? What is your mindset? Who is your target audience, your tribe? What kind of resources do you have, partnerships? And what about systems? What's your methodology? You have a process, procedures. So as you think about all of those things, it's going to give you a different perspective. And this visual, in a more sophisticated way, can become a great sales tool when you're meeting with your clients, because this is your competitive advantage in a nutshell. So here's some takeaways for today. I'm hoping that you'll think about articulating your value and not as a way to not focus on price. Understand your services go beyond time. Seek out and learn your client's point of view, right? That can be so valuable for understanding our value. And then focus on the integration, because it's not just one piece of what you do, but your unique competitive advantage is when you're packaging all those pieces. And of course, not last but not least, is for help, seek outside feedback, because sometimes it's helpful to get colleagues, a focus group, someone to see you more objectively And then, of course, I'm always available if you would like some help with that. So thank you very much. And do you have any questions? Dale?
Thank you. It's not a question, more of a comment, but yeah, I've run into the same issue you have between features and benefits with clients. And one of the things I found that really helps me a lot, if I don't talk about benefits, but I talk about results. What results are your customers getting from whatever it is that you're doing? And that seems to make it a little easier for them to identify what that benefit really is. So
That's great.
In Alan Weiss's presentations, he talks about a question he always asks of the client. This goes to value billing. He always asks of a client, and that is, if we could achieve that result, what would it mean to your business? Mm-hmm. So then the client defines what the outcome is. And so would that be worth $1 million? Would that be worth $2 million? Would that be worth, and the client defines that. And from that, the fee is assessed, or the fee is determined from that. But it's always tied back to the client's own phrase, the client's own vocabulary, client's own words, as to what the value is for their company.
Very good. Okay.
Cynthia, I have one if we have time. So because my expertise is in selling, I'd take this a step further for you. So ultimately, conversion's what we're all trying to do, right? Trying to take leads into sales. So to connect the dots for what Cynthia did here is this. When we do anything other than this, you're putting resistance into the sale. Anything other than what Cynthia just recommended, you are bringing resistance into yes. Let that sink in. If you don't follow this process, you're being careless. And one of my main learnings was when I was a purchasing agent. I had $300 million worth of purchasing responsibility. Mostly the people who called on me failed to do this. And what did they do? They came in and talked. They were talking and telling. They didn't do anything but give me all this feedback, and I had a checklist in my head. No, I don't need that. 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 And then they would leave. So if you're doing that in your presentations, you're not following what Cynthia said here. So if you want to improve your conversion rate, follow her advice.
Thank you, Bill. Well, thank you very much.